Kyrgyzstan is a large country in Central Asia, between China, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. It has recently become a popular destination for hiking. The Tian Shan mountains cross Kyrgyzstan and many valleys take you from the busy cities and towns to remote and beautiful alpine lakes. One of the most common routes is a 3-day hike up to the lake called Alakul. In Kyrgyzstan, in most areas, you can find huts, the famous yurts, where local people complement the herding of cattle, horses or sheep with the accommodation for tourists. It is cheap and typically you do not need to plan in advance. Day 1 first takes you along the Karakol river upstream. You would be forgiven for thinking you are hiking in the Alps, if not for the huge amount of water flowing down the river compared to streams in Europe. There are buses and quads that go up the first 12 kilometers of the day, ending at a place with 3 little shops. For me it was quite annoying to share the path with them loud and stinky, but it is their country, not mine. Those indestructible trucks are probably a necessity once weather turns cold. After some steep inclines, you reach a flatter section of the hike where the river slows down and widens. This was for me the highlight of the day, and it is worth to stay for a while if not in a hurry. These first 12 kilometers are relatively easy, save your energy for the end climb. If you want to do this hike in a more relaxed way, you can stay in the main valley the first night. There are yurt camps here. After crossing the bridge, it is a long way up a steep path, 400 elevation meters. Make sure you stop and look back at the gorgeous views every once in a while. The last part before the camp is a bit rocky and honestly not fun if you're tired. But then you arrive to a little lake fed by mountain streams. Several camps offer yurts and food, or you can sleep in your own tent for free as I did. These yurts are expensive compared to the rest of the country. The first day is very nice, but try to save your energy for what is to come. Make sure that you have some filtration system for getting water from the river or streams. In Kyrgyzstan there is plenty of cattle, and that means you can get your water from a contaminated stream easily. I was unlucky to have a full moonlight, otherwise you can get some amazing nightscapes if the weather is clear. On the second day, I recommend to get up as early as possible. It is the longest day and it has the most spectacular views. You want to enjoy them without having to rush. I was not that clever, so do not be like me and get up before 7. Right after the camps, you cross some nice woodlands and soon it becomes a steep climb next to the stream. It goes on forever, around 600 elevation meters, but it can be done in maybe 1 hour of walking if you're fit. There are a few spots to stop and enjoy, especially at the foot of the main waterfall. From that point to the top, the path is more technical and there is no water to refill. This tough part rewards you with the most amazing views once you pass the saddle and see the Alakul Lake in all its glory. The cool part of Alakul means lake. So Alakul Lake is a bit of a repetition, but most people would not know, I guess. Alakul itself means lake of changing colors, according to Wikipedia, although when I asked locals they say they did not really know. If I came again, I would think about spending a night up here, but with a good sleeping bag, it goes well below zero even in summer. As you make your way up, you get different points of view of the lake, all of them breathtaking. Make sure to load up your water at the start of the lake, as it is dry for the next hours. In the distance, you can see the glacier and the heart-shaped lake. The lake is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is 100 meters long and 100 meters wide. It is Once you reach the highest point at 3,900 meters, you should stop for a bit to take in the views. Fly a drone if you brought one. From here you can see a camp halfway to the glacier, and if you have time, I would recommend to spend a night there and walk up to the snow. I regret deeply that I did not do that. The descent starts off very technical and difficult. Be careful, it is a tough first 45 minutes. Then it gets easier. The valley descends gently, and you will find herds of horses, cows, and also wild animals like mammoths. There are some camps in case you want to stop here for the night. At this point, I had joined forces with a Russian guy called Nikita, but we spent too much time taking pictures, and it was nighttime before we were at the bottom of the valley. We managed to get a place to sleep at a very remote yurt, still far from our original destination for the day. I think the second day could be split in two, spending a night at the east side of the lake. The next morning, hiking to the glacier, and then back up the pass and onwards to the valley. Day 3 is just going down the Arasan River Valley. First there is a walk down the river until you reach the place where we should have stayed the night with thermal baths, but instead today we walked all the way down. This area is quite touristic and there are many camps, especially many horse rides. Most seem to be Korean or Russian. At several places they offer transportation down the valley, but at crazy prices of over 50 euros per person. The walk is not difficult, the scenery is beautiful, but after being at the lake, it just does not feel as impressive. This hike is really one of the nicest I have ever done, but it is not easy, especially if you carry all your camping stuff, cameras and food. The first 2 days have 1000 meters of elevation each, but the last day, that is quite easy. If you have any question, well, there's the comment section for you. Bye bye.